Okay, so yes, my name's James. So this time last year, I was in the exact same position as you guys, year 2 foundation degree, and moving on to my 3rd year. So today I'm going to talk to you about the difference between year 2 and moving on to year 3, and what kind of things you can put into place now in order to make sure you're more successful along the lines of your 3rd year, and what to expect along the way, okay? So yeah, so my email's there, give me an email if you've got any questions, and I'll get back to you whenever I can. So, just my background, so I started off 2010 doing my personal trainer level 3 here with Sai, Damien and Ben. As soon as I qualified my personal trainer, I set up my own business under Profit Personal Training, a self-employed personal trainer, but at the same time I wanted to expand on my academia, my knowledge, so I decided to do my foundation degree, because I knew that was an option with Runshaw and UCLan. So I did my first 2 years at UCLan here, Foundation Degree Sports Science, and now I'm currently on my 3rd year, alongside volunteering with these guys, doing some extra work here with my degree as a part of the module, but also to progress onto my PGCE afterwards to become a tutor. So the foundation news support, well, I found out on Tuesday I was going to do this talk to you guys, so I had a bit of a brainstorm over the past couple of days, so I've come up with some points of what support I think that you guys and what I had when I was in your position in this year. So the first thing I noticed was the group size is much smaller in a second year environment. I know this group is very small, but when I did my 2nd year, there was around about 20-30 students, which is great because you can bounce ideas with each other, you can talk to each other, you can get ideas, you can get help, as well as easy support with the tutors as well. So because it's such a small group, you can get that one-to-one time much easier with your tutor if you need any help, any advice, or just check up on your work. Academic support, you guys still do academic support as one of your modules? Yeah, so that's, in my eyes, that's a really great module to do. In my experience from last year, a lot of people didn't really see the value in it, and they thought it was a bit of a mess around, they sit on Facebook or play games on the computer, but personally I think it's the wrong way of looking about it, because it's a really good opportunity to become proactive when you're doing your studies, and to get some actual solid work done. And the idea behind it is you need to get into that mindset of doing your own research and doing your own work off your own back, instead of being dependent off your tutors, being more independent, doing your own work. And that's what the academic support is providing you the opportunity to do. So I think that's a great support factor in the 2nd year degree. Pre-arranged meetings, so do you guys still do one-to-one meetings with your tutor? So again, it's a great opportunity to catch up with your tutor, to have a one-to-one time, any issues you've got outside of university, inside of university, any work you've got, which is already set in place for you, which is great. This is a good one. Journals providing lectures with links into topics. So when you come to lectures, more often than not, tutors will provide you with journals of interest. So the topics, for example, on strength and conditioning, in my experience, tutors will bring in some journals to have a look at so we can read around the subject, which is great because it starts you off in that background of knowledge. But I'll talk to you later on how you need to become more proactive with getting your own journals and getting your own research yourself, and not just relying on tutors. Practical sessions and testing planned out. So if you guys must do testing on, I know last year we did at Exton Villa, we did some testing, like some fitness testing and some like VO2 max and things like that. Those sessions are all planned out for you. You know, they're already there, your opportunities, you've just got to turn up to the session and deliver it. Which is great because you get that hands-on experience with some top athletes as well, some moderate top athletes. I know we had some experience with tennis guys last year as well, which is great because it provides you the opportunity to get in there and put some stuff on your CV to expand your employability when you leave university. So it brought to my next point: are all these good or all these bad? Now, some really good points here, which I've talked about, close groups, easy support with tutors, great academic support, which is good because you get a really good overview of support, and you get a really good push forward to be successful. But in my opinion, some students can become a little bit complacent when it comes to doing the work, and they'll become very dependent on tutors to do work for them, rather than being productive, being proactive and doing work themselves. Now, I'm going to talk to you now is how that can't be the case when you do to year 3. So year 3 support at UCLan, you've got much larger groups when you go into your 3rd year. It's 70+ people in a lecture. So it's not a small group like this. You will obviously sit with each other if you are doing the, because you'll know each other, but the room's that big, there's less opportunity to have that one-to-one contact time with each other and bounce ideas off each other. So you really do have to make sure that when lectures are on, you are taking notes, you are paying attention, and you are taking it all in, because you can't really bounce off each other as much as you could do in this environment. There is no academic support, so that's why the importance of it in this year is to use it yourselves to become more productive yourself and do it off your own back, because when there is no academic support next year, you will have to replace that time with your own study and your own learning. So meetings must be arranged. So meetings must be arranged. You need to speak to your tutor by the student. So there will be no chasing up by lecturers. There will be no asking you to come in for a meeting. You'll have to email them or contact them if you want a meeting time, even if it's on your day off. So I know my lecture times are Mondays and a Thursday, but if I really need to speak to my tutor on a Wednesday, I'd have to arrange the time and go in myself and make the effort to go in and get that information, because it might be the only time that he's available. Practical and lab sessions are to be arranged by the students as well, so you don't have that opportunity to go into the environment of doing some practical sessions. If you are doing a research project and you are doing your own practical stuff, you have to arrange it all yourself. You have to go to the tutor and organise a time in a day and get all the risk assessments sorted out, all the park use sorted out, the informed consent form sorted out. So it's not a bad thing, it's a really good thing to do, because it shows that you're willing to put the effort in, put the work in, and really push yourself as a student to get that valuable knowledge and get that really high 2-1 to a first grade on your research project, which will be a double module and a big part of your final grade. So like I said, research projects, samples and practicals are all collected and arranged by the students. And you must find your own research, which emphasises the importance of this year using this academic support time, or using time around university. I know you guys run in 2 days, but taking time out other days out of university, so when you are off university, to find your own journals, find your own research, and research around the areas that you're looking at. Because when you do come to year 3, you'll be in for your lecture time spread out across the week. It won't be 2 solid days, and the rest of the time is in your own core. So you need to make sure you use that time wisely. So leading to 3 things: responsibility, accountability, and proactivity. Those 3 things, I tried to pick 3 words that I thought would make a successful student. And these 3 came to mind. In fact, anything to be successful in those 3 kind of, in my eyes, really show in a successful person. Someone needs to take responsibility for their own actions, need to become independent and work for themselves, and do work themselves in order to get the result that they want. Accountability, they need to take accountability for their own actions and not blame the blame game. There's a lot of students, in my opinion, sometimes, especially when I did it in my second year, tend to blame other people for their failures, or tend to blame other people for if things didn't go well. When it comes down to it, the student knows that they need to do their own work, they know that they need to do their own research, but it's just they're not got that drive to do it, and we need to make sure that when they get into year 3, they need to start putting those things into place, otherwise they might fall behind. Which leads us to, again, being proactive. Rather than being reactive and waiting for things to come to you, you organise meetings, you organise sessions, you organise the practicals, organise times to go to the library to get your own research. Because in year 3, that stuff is really essential, because it's such a big group that your tutor won't have time to make sure they're chasing you up all the time. They're relying on you to be the proactive student and doing your work off your own back. So this brought me to a working rate between foundation degree students and college lecturers and university and university tutors. Not necessarily this group or these tutors. I actually did a bit of research and asked one of my clients, who's a college lecturer, to give me some hours, some example of what our hourly week is like. And I also asked one of my lecturers at university what kind of his hourly week is like, broken up into like teaching hours, research hours, planning hours, marking and things like that. Now, I put them side by side to show you it is quite a phenomenal difference. So if you look at the college lecturer, a teaching hours of 22 hours per week, teaching hours of 22 hours per week, planning 12 hours, marking 13, meetings 2, catching up with students 4, so that equals to 53 hours per week. Opposed to a university lecture, which is 10 hours of teaching, 4 hours of planning, 10 hours of research, 10 hours meeting, equal to 34. Now, I don't want you to take that as a negative thing, or you're being short-changed here with the actual value of what you're getting. quite the opposite. It shows that the college lecturers here that are doing the university degree level subjects are actually putting a lot of hours and a lot of effort and a lot of time into the work that you're getting to deliver the highest standard of support that you guys can get. And in my opinion, me coming from this area of doing the foundation degree, speaking to other guys who have done the year 1, year 2 at UConn, so in a different environment, our skill set and our level of knowledge and our level of productivity and our work ethic is matching, if not somewhat better, opposed to people who have done degrees years 1, year 2, year 3. So you need to understand that coming from this environment is through a lot of value from your tutors and a lot of value from the guys that are supporting you. Even though the contact time in university is less and the contact time is more here, you're still getting miles more support and miles more value. But it needs to become the emphasis on you being more independent in your own learning and not relying on the tutor too much until you get to here where you won't get as much support, but you need to still put the same effort in. So more support of Runshaw, even though the tutors do more hours, plus I've not put in open evenings, trips, sports coaching, enrichment, subject information evenings, revision sessions, and you still see more help, in my opinion, and a lot of high value in this level than a lot of other university students do receive, which is a positive thing. Now the last point I'm going to make is a typical week for me, so I wanted to show you guys what a typical week looks like for me as a year 3 student, keeping up with my studies, my own self-employed business, my own training, my own social time. I know everyone likes to go out and have fun, I know everyone likes to go and have a life, but obviously there needs to be a good mutual respect in the two to be successful in what you're going to be doing and also living a life that you want to live. So I'll just get it up for you. You all see that? So this is a diary, this is my current diary now. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're all labelled out. I plan this out on an Excel sheet and I transfer it over to my iPhone. As you can see, I've got every morning, 6:30 in the morning, I get up at 5:30 every day to cook breakfast and cook food. PT sessions first thing in the morning, work for a couple of hours, planning my training, planning my PT sessions again, block out my university times, and also block out the times when I'm going to be doing uni, planning for my business, and other things as well, and also my Runshaw work as well, and also not forgetting social time every Sunday. I make sure I take that off, because I know that here, and all the other times that I'm planning, if I work that to my top ability and I'm productive and I do it and I sit down and I commit that time to that task in hand, I can take off a day when I want or an evening that I want, and I don't have to catch up on a Sunday night doing last minute work or last minute finishing off a journal or finishing off an assignment because it's got to be in for Monday, because I know that I've already nailed it on a Wednesday, that solid 6-7 hours of work, and I don't have to worry about it then, it's all been polished off. Have you guys got any questions about that?
Most people only in 2 days a week?
Depending on what modules you take. So I'm quite fortunate with the modules that I've taken, so you'll have 3 core modules that you have to take, and you'll have a choice of different modules that you can choose from. So your times will depend on that, but I know that the only other module that you could have taken was exercise referral. That's on a Tuesday morning, so if I didn't do careers in sport, which I chose, that wouldn't be there, it'd be there instead. Sorry, the top one wouldn't be there, it'd be there instead, and the bottom one would still be there for a different module, so there's only an extra really 2 hours difference, but it completely depends on which module you take. But the importance I want to look at is plan out your time. It seems really tedious to do, but if I didn't plan this stuff out, I wouldn't get it done, and I would be the guy that waits till Sunday to get all my work done. And I bet you know some people that do stuff like that as well, you know. And it isn't fun. It's not fun sitting up till midnight on a Sunday night doing all your work. I'd rather get mine done on a Wednesday afternoon, so I know I've got all week to focus on my business and my income. Because I appreciate you guys need to earn a living as well. We need to find a good balance between working, earning a bit of money, but also your studies. At the end of the day, your studies is what is going to get you to the career that you want. That makes sense. Any other questions?